Hi guys, I hope you guys are having a good night. Tonight we have JillianMichaels. If you guys remembered, she is an American fitness expert, nutritionist, businesswoman, and she was best known for the NBC show The Biggest Loser. She came on Bill Maher's show today, and there was an interesting sorry about that, at the end of the show, 15 actually it's like the last 20 minutes. I kind of just want to play the last 20 minutes because there's a lot that gets discussed. So I'm not going to talk. I'll say what I feel after, but I hope you guys watch it because I laughed my ass off when I heard this. All right, subscribe, like, and let me know if there's anything you want me to discuss in the future.
And seeing the pattern. And so, that's why I say Biden, I wish he would get out of the way for somebody younger, but as far as can he actually do the job? Yes, he can. He's not senile. And most of the decisions are made
he's not senile?
He's not senile.
Bill! Did you see the thing where like, the Civil War and you needed more airports? And he's like, whoa! You think he's not senile?
He's not senile.
But Bill.
That's different.
What is that then? It wasn't happening like that when he was Obama's VP.
It doesn't, no, of course, he's a lot older and he shows it. It doesn't affect what matters. He doesn't, when they're talking in the Oval Office, first of all, he doesn't talk like that because he's just not, when you're old, you're not confident talking publicly.
Gone to me.
He's not gone. The brain is not gone. The decisions. Okay.
Do you think he's making them? I don't think he's making them.
Oh, that's a conspiracy theory. Of course he's making them.
How?
How?
He literally just called Trump the sitting president the other day.
And Trump he did a whole rant.
Did I just tell you Trump was mentally sound?
I know, but he did the same thing. People get up in the upper years, and then, especially when you're like talking in public a lot, it's going to happen. It doesn't affect.
Bill.
Okay. Don't give me Bill like in this area. I'm the one who doesn't know shit. Maybe you don't. I'm not saying you don't know shit.
No, I'm not claiming to know anything about politics, but watch the friggin' videos of the guy.
I've seen the videos.
He can't get off the stage.
That's not true either. I've seen the videos. We've seen the same thing.
The bicycle.
Sorry about that, guys. I just had a comment about that because Bill Maher lies. Anytime you bring up Trump, he goes straight red hair. He's on fire because, he's just so pissed off. One, you could tell he deflects a lot. But on top of that, you could tell Trump doesn't have dementia. Biden does. Trump can talk for hours off, not scripted speeches where Biden can't talk for more than 10 minutes with scripted speeches. So I just want to say that.
Store. He doesn't know where he's at. You think the guy knows? Okay. I mean, because
okay. Point area explored. We have a difference of opinion.
Fair. You can school me on it.
Nobody knows. I'm just telling you. When he's sitting alone, not alone, when he's sitting with advisors in the Oval Office, where the job is actually done, not in this arena, which has you so interested in, this shiny object.
Object?
It's the shiny object that is distracting you because you're not in the Oval Office.
He looks demented. And I don't mean demented crazy.
Exactly,
I mean like dementia.
Looks.
In your opinion.
Okay.
I mean, to me, those are signs of dementia.
Yeah, they both have some. Probably everybody does at that age. Probably everybody does.
Maybe.
Do you ever walk into a room and you forget why you walked into the room?
I think there are degrees of this.
Of course, there are degrees.
Advanced on this spectrum.
Exactly, and that's what we're talking about, degrees. You think the degree, I think it's ridiculous. You apparently think I'm ridiculous.
I don't think you're ridiculous.
That's kind of your tone, yes, that I'm ridiculous to even think of this.
I'm surprised that it doesn't alarm you. That's all.
It doesn't.
I don't think you're ridiculous. I can't
what alarms
understand why
me
it
is
doesn't
that he's going to
alarm you.
lose the election because this is how he looks in public. That's what alarms me. It doesn't alarm me. Like, what is he going to do when they come to him tomorrow when he's in the Oval Office at 9:30 a.m.?
You know what blows my mind about Bill Maher, and this is like the third time I'm hearing him say this recently. It doesn't worry him how Biden looks in public. supposedly, but it does. But he's always deflecting. And then anytime you bring up how he looks like he has dementia, he'll go straight to Trump. It's just crazy.
Yeah, he's probably good like a lot of people, especially at that age, in the morning. Don't get him in the afternoon. That's fine. We can do the business in the morning. Sir, there's the bill that we're trying to get passed in the Senate, the immigration bill that Trump is blocking. Should we call Senator McConnell? Yes. And he gets on the. He can do that. He's still doing that. I know people who are very close.
Okay.
It's a whole different issue than what he looks like in public. The problem is the one affects the other.
Do you think he's actually going to be the nominee?
Of course.
Really?
That's a foregone conclusion. Really? You're asking me that question?
I am, because on the other side.
Well, then
of
you're
the...
not following it that closely. This is the done deal.
Okay,
Biden's
but hold on. I appreciate. Listen.
There's no serious people running against him, and now the primary season is underway.
We're already into the rumors that even Dave Rubin and Megyn Kelly are talking about, that when they get to the Democratic nomination, he's gonna the Democratic convention, and he's gonna quietly be like, oh, you know what, not gonna do it, and then somebody will slot themselves in. Newsom. Michelle.
This is pure conjecture. This is just people making
I'm
shit.
asking you,
making shit.
Just based off how he's responding, you can easily tell he is not watching Biden's speeches. And if he does, it's probably for 30 seconds. Because anyone that watches a full Biden speech knows he cannot speak. And he's just deflecting, as usual, deflecting and lying. You can easily tell he does not watch his speeches.
Other respectable people in the news are suggesting it's a possibility.
I like both Megyn and Dave. They're respectable. But if this is what they're saying, and I don't know that it is, but if that's what
they're saying,
I believe
there's a story being leaked.
A story being leaked.
But it's
exactly.
on both of their shows. They're definitely exploring it.
Use a little critical thinking on this. A story
Even
being
Tucker
leaked.
Says this, and I know you're going to say Tucker sucks, but I know you're going to say that about him.
Well, he so does. And these two have a lot of loony ideas also. Right-wing loony ideas. I like them both, and they're pretty, Megyn is much more, I think, center. Dave's good too. He's I think, turned on Trump, but
they're definitely
this is just something they pulled out of their ass, and it's not going to happen. I'll bet you any amount of money.
Rumor, I guess, that came out of
that came out of an ass.
Okay,
but
it's still on
the kind you train.
Show for people who are relatively credible.
When you're leaning over somebody and going, do these another set of dogs or whatever those thing is where you stick your
doggy dogs.
What is it?
I've never asked for doggy dogs.
What is it when you stick your leg out like that when you're on your
bird dog?
No, you're building the muscle in your ass.
Bird dog.
Bird dog. Okay.
Bird dog.
Well, anyway, that's where it came from. The place where the bird dogs are working on. It's nothing. It's not going to happen. They're going to wheel him out, and he'll be he'll be wearing as much makeup as Trump is by then. But if they're smart, what they'll do is write the speech like now, because nothing's going to change. Write the speech now. Have him work on it like every day from now until till this convention, like is in July. And so it's like second nature to him. And so we can just, if people just see him make one speech, and it's off a teleprompter, he can do it, but he is a stutterer. He is somebody working with that.
I've heard that argument, and I understand it.
It's just part of the equation.
Let's go back 10 years. Wasn't speaking like this.
He wasn't. Again, no argument. He looks awful. This is why I've been imploring the Democratic Party to do something and switch him out for somebody, but they're not going to do it. And that is not going to happen. The die is cast. It's the new year. The primaries have started. He is the nominee and will be unless he dies or is incapacitated. So that's a fact we have to all deal with now. How do you best deal with it? Teach him the speech now. That's my number one plan. Teach him the speech now. Have him so it's like it's like the story about corn pop. He's got these stories in his head that he likes to tell, and like it's because he's been telling them, like any like Borscht Belt hack. He's been telling them for years the same stories, and so like that's his go-to. You got to get it in his head a long time before, and then it's like this is my go-to story. Yeah, I know this, and it's like Bob Hope at the end. You just. Bob Hope would never do a second take. So like, boy, make that monologue easy to say.
As a layman, both of them alarm me.
Oh, of course.
And I think a lot of laymen like myself are kind of shocked.
But you would vote for Trump over Biden,
I didn't
perhaps?
vote last time, and I probably wouldn't vote this time.
Really? Really? You don't see a difference enough between Biden and Trump?
I don't like Biden at all either.
I get it, but that's, wow.
Here's my other, some of the things. I'm curious about this one for you.
I'm not there.
Some of the things that are so alarming about Trump. You're going to say I'm crazy, but I see similarities. People often are like, Trump's a racist. I'm like, well, so is Biden. No, he's not. I'm like, well, he made racist remarks about Obama. He was homies with Strom Thurmond. He eulogized the guy. He's responsible for putting more people of color in prison with the 94 crime bill. Like, this is your fucking hero, this guy?
I think it's very important that
tell me I'm wrong.
I don't.
This is just
what I'm going to say. I think it's very important that we listen to both left and right wing media sources, because I don't trust anybody fully. They both. I've said this many times. They tell you they're feeding a narrative. They're stroking the audience first.
100%.
They want to tell the audience left and right. But having said that,
you think there's a
I
lesser
think you're
evil?
One, I 1000% agree. Yes, they do stroke the narrative, and they do stroke the anger to try to keep the divide going. I agree, and I think both sides do it. That's why I don't watch Fox. That's why I don't watch CNN. I do independent news. Also, comparison Trump and Biden. Trump used to work about 17 hours a day. It seems like Biden can't even do a 5-minute press conference without looking weak around the world. Also, immigration bill. It's not a real immigration bill. It's a fund Ukraine and Israel bill. And also, yes, there might be less coming, but they're still on this bill allowed 5,000 illegals a day. Don't quote me on that. I'm not positive, but I'm pretty sure that's what was in the bill, that it was 5,000 illegals per day allowed to come into the country. Also, Tucker is a lot better than Megyn Kelly. I think Megyn Kelly is a snake. Also, it's crazy that he is openly embracing and supporting a weak candidate. It's pathetic.
Listening to too much right-wing bullshit these days. I do. I think you're listening to a lot of right-wing.
So you don't think this guy, all that stuff that he's done that I just listed, is like?
I think it's like. I just.
You think the whole thing with his son is totally innocent?
No, I don't think any of it's innocent or completely wrong. It's just like boring, because it's like, yeah, if you want to,
and completely nefarious with Trump.
If you want to play the game of picking out somebody who's been in public life for 50 years and who's not a perfect human being, as none of us are.
But then you have, but they crucified Trump for the same shit. That's what I'm saying.
Did he work with Strom Thurmond? Yes, he was in the Senate. It's just such a dumb right-wing talking point. There's no truth in it. It's just.
What about the fact that he said, well, we got a colored guy that's, is clean and smart. It's a fairy tale.
Yes, again.
Really?
Again,
if Trump said that, we would all be like, holy shit.
You're so exaggerating the importance of something like that, is my view of
I felt this way about him.
So it's like
when he was selected as Obama's VP.
It's like this is you're reacting to talking points, which is what they want you to do. To me, like, there's no contest between what your issues are with Biden, which are issues. They're minor. It's like I feel like you understand this on a physiological level. If we talked about the human body and the difference between dandruff and pancreatic cancer, you would get that. But in politics, I feel like it's very similar, but you're not there with the politics. You just like Biden, when somebody rubs people the wrong way, Hillary.
75 million people don't like him. So maybe they also know dandruff and pancreatitis.
But
half the country. He's not. I don't like either of them, by the way. I'm not a Trumper.
First of all, half the country always hates whoever is the other party's president. Hates. That's a given. It doesn't end.
Really?
What I'm saying is you're working backwards from I hate him
I don't
to
hate him.
Now, why do I hate him? Because he worked with Strom Thurmond on a bill like every senator did.
I don't hate him.
And then
I don't like Gavin Newsom
because his son is a fucking, he's got a million fucking pockmarks on it. It's like,
what would be your thought? This is one I feel like it'd speak a little bit on.
It's crazy, and this is the last time I'm gonna pause. He hates on Trump so much, but if you look at the success from the Trump kids, they don't drink, they don't party, they've never done drugs. They're businessmen. They represent themselves like business people. They're always dressed nice, look nice, appearance nice. Biden and his kids, complete opposite. Yet Bill Maher defends knowingly that his son, that Hunter Biden's a crackhead, that they've sold the information. He just bypasses everything and then calls it a right-wing talking point. It's insane. It's insane that someone can just bypass knowing that there's corruption going on and say, oh, it's okay, because at least we don't have Trump.
It's not. It doesn't rise to the level of the hate you have for him.
I don't hate him. I don't like him.
Yeah,
I don't think he's great at his job. He does seem to be incredibly senile.
But I do think you've been listening to a lot of right wing.
I listen to both.
I feel like
I watch you all the time.
Well, I'm not right wing. But
I'm saying.
But I say a lot of the things right wingers appreciate me saying about how stupid the left is.
You call it like you see it.
Yes, I do.
Well, okay. Can I ask you, what do you think of Gavin Newsom?
Just had him on my show.
I know. I thought you were a little soft there. Thought you could have gone a little harder on the guy. You brought up almonds. You nailed him on that, but he's taking money from Big Ag Bill. That's why he didn't almonds. Anyway, I'm building desalination plants. You're taking tons of money from Big Ag, which is why almonds are still in California.
That's true. I didn't know what the you got me. I didn't know what the answer to that is.
That's the answer. Or how come PG&E was allowed to get away with the 2018 fires? One of the top contributors to his get coming.
I've got 12 minutes at the top of the show to cover the whole world. I wasn't about to make it all about the almonds. The fact that I brought up the almonds is something nobody.
All right, guys, that's all for this video. But let me tell you that Gavin Newsom has turned this state into a shit show. Also, Leonardo DiCaprio is doing a movie in downtown, and I actually went out there over the weekend, and I was going to record the homeless crisis. But when I got down there, I found out that they moved them for Leonardo DiCaprio's new movie. So they clean out the homeless when the elite Hollywood crappy idiots come down here, but they don't care about civilians dealing with it on the daily basis. Anyways, please subscribe and like, and I will talk to you guys soon.